So these two light heavyweights come together. Dennis Andries, the champion of Great Britain, born in Guyana, and now the outright holder of the Lonsdale belt. And from Belgium, Seys. Southpaw, leads with his right, and a familiar visitor to this country over the last few months. Since September last, this is his third visit, and he caused a sensation the first time here at Shoreditch in September when he stopped the young prospect Errol Christie in 46 seconds. And he came back again to the Albert Hall in October and was beaten in 6 rounds by the British light middleweight champion, Harold Graham. So he's had 2 visits of very contrasting quality. One a sensational win and the other a fairly decisive defeat. And now he faces the British light heavyweight champion, Dennis Andries, born in Guyana, now lives in Hackney. Andries now 31 years old and 5 years older than Seys, the Belgian. Andries described in the program here at the Lyceum as the forgotten man of British boxing. And if that's true, it's sad, because here's a man who actually does hold the Lonsdale belt, which means he's had 3 successful British title fights. And if he's forgotten, well, we're all to blame. Swinging them wide and wildly. Andries looking here for a quick and sensational win. Success for Andries has come rather late in his career. As I say, he's 31. He's been a pro now for very nearly 6 years. Seys tried to lean back from those rights, wasn't quite successful.
Go on, Dennis, you're on the telly. Don't hold. Ring! Get away. Where you go?
So most of the aggression in this opening round has come from Andries.
Right!
So not a very comfortable start for Jose Seys of Belgium, the 26-year-old southpaw from Rubica. Turned pro in 1981. He's now had 20 pro fights. He's had 13 wins, 3 draws rather, and 4 defeats. And this is the man that, as I said, put Christie out, Errol Christie, in 46 seconds, and handed Christie his first defeat, either amateur or professional, for 7 years. Well, Andries on the right was doing most of the attacking in that opening round. A bit wild, but always trying to put something across. But a lot of effort expended there, and not too much result.
Seconds out. Round 2.
They have 10 rounds to go. This is the second. Andries, of course, very keen indeed to get himself in line for a European title fight. And the European Light Heavyweight Championship is held at this moment by Alex Blanchard of Holland, who I believe is somewhere here in this Lyceum audience. If he is, we'll try and winkle him out. But I'm told he's here.
Hello there,
This is familiar ground, the Lyceum, for Andries, because this is actually the place where he won his British title in January last year. with a 12-round points win over his old rival, Tom Collins. So the place has happy memories for him. Seys lunging forward with the right lead, but usually out of distance. Very quiet second round, this one. Andries, after a fairly whirlwind sort of start, has eased off a bit, trying to pick his punches now rather than throw them all over the place. Well, he let that one come from way back, but Seys was still there taking it. So 2 rounds completed, and Andries seems to be well in command. Now then, I've been joined to the ringside by the former world light heavyweight champion, John Conte. John, good to see you. How's the acting going?
Okay, Harry, I'm not doing any at the moment, but I finished Blood Brothers in August. But my agent's working on some things at the moment.
It must be a little bit nostalgic for you, sitting here watching a British light heavyweight in action and thinking of the old days, no doubt.
Yeah, it's nice to get the feeling of want to get back in there again and do something which I really would like doing and could do well. Yeah, I pine for it a little bit.
Now, there's a man up there, Dennis Andries, got your old title. What do you feel about him?
I think he's doing very well at the moment. He's just taking time to warm up. I think he lost the first round, but he can sort of afford to do that. His style of fighting and the fighter he's fighting. He's finding the awkward southpaw a bit difficult to get to, but he was getting it to him towards the end of that round. And I think throwing those big right hands will be his winning situation.
Lovely. Thank you, John Conte. Wish you all the very best. Third round, Andries in white trunks, the man originally from Guyana, the British light heavyweight champion, and the Belgian Jose Seys, the southpaw. A good left hand from Andries, caught him as he just coming out of that exchange, and the left hand was the best one. And Seys takes a big, deep breath. And again, caught again, rocked him back on his heels. It's actually, when you look at Seys now, and you know that he's been beaten by Harold Graham, and he's beginning to take a little bit of a whacking here from Andries, you think, what on earth did Errol Christie do that night to get beaten in 46 seconds? Well, I think he was overconfident, for one thing. One mustn't forget he was conceding 8 pounds to Seys. But he took him too lightly, I think. But Andries certainly isn't. And the British champion now beginning to get very much on top. And Andries now seems to be able to whack him in from any position, any angle, and find a target for him. And Seys is looking very much the worse for wear. He is most certainly not enjoying his Saturday in the Lyceum. And like a lot of people in the Lyceum before him, he's on the floor. So, can Andries finish it? Here in the third. He's got the man really at his mercy, I think. He's just got to push him off and get a clean shot at him. Seys doing his best to cover up and stay inside. But getting caught by everything. He's turned away, he doesn't want it anymore. And Sid Nathan is waving it all over. That's in the third round. And Seys has had more than enough. And that's the worst defeat he's suffered in Britain. He beat Christie. He was stopped in 6 rounds by Harold Graham. He's now been stopped in 3 by the British champion, the light heavyweight champion, Dennis Andries, 31 years old, and that will go down as one of the most spectacular wins of his career, I suspect. Well, that was some finish, but it looked on the cards. The man was beginning to wilt. And let's just see how he put up a tremendous attack here. And finally, Seys had taken enough. Right uppercut hurt. He doesn't know where the next one's coming from. He's all confused and hurt, and he turns away and signals that's enough. Turned his back on him, and Sid Nathan didn't want to see any more.